Okay, that was Spy Family episode 12. I loved it. I loved it so much. I just don't want to have to not have it next week.
Very true. What are we going to do
I don't know.
Saturday morning?
I don't know. Be sad, cry. I'm very surprised we didn't get the dog. But I mean, it's fine, of course.
If the dog is supposed to be such a maybe big character within the family, I can understand why maybe they'd want it to have more time than just one episode to introduce it. But
I wonder if Yor was potentially working against her own side without knowing it.
I know. We don't know exactly who Yor works for.
I'm pretty sure they're on opposite sides.
I mean, I feel like that would be the most kind of compelling thing to do plot-wise, is to eventually have them be like, oh no, my family or my job. But this was a really nice episode. Like you had said multiple times, it felt more like it was supposed to be the first episode upon coming back.
Yeah.
I guess to the next season. I don't know if they're going to call it a season or it's just part
I think
2
it's parts.
of season 1.
I don't know, though.
But it did really feel like it either felt like it would be the first episode reintroducing the plot line and the characters, or it felt like when you've watched a show and you've had, for a lot of like 12 episode one season animes, I've definitely noticed for some of them, it's like they acted like they weren't sure if they were going to get a second season.
Yeah.
And so they end it in a way where it feels like there's some form of closure or some form of like a wrap up.
Yeah.
And not like a cliffhanger for what's to come.
I liked how much Anya did this episode. Like, she really, like, worked her ass off, dude. She, like, found the penguin for Papa. She chased it. She
got
like,
kidnapped.
Yeah. But, like, she even left, like, Yor to check in on Papa's mission to see if she needed help. And that was amazing.
All I could think about was, like, oh my gosh, how are the neighbors gonna think about Papa being gone for a long time and Anya running away from Yor?
Yeah.
They're gonna think there's problems and Anya doesn't really love her mom or something, but luckily that wasn't the case.
It's definitely an interesting, like, it feels like a route that would happen in the show, of course, like the neighbors being like, oh, you know.
It makes sense. Especially with him being out really late a lot of times.
Well, it makes you wonder, like, why is he getting more missions? Like, is, like, something coming to a head? They obviously have less recruits or less...
Yeah, he said there was a personnel shortage.
Yeah, so, like, I wonder what's going on behind the scenes a little bit.
Well, I mean, it seems like maybe this extra missions he's getting are obviously by the aquarium one, getting a little closer to, connected-wise, to his actual mission with the family, which is to prevent war. And this was a mission to stop the enemy from getting, like, a recipe for chemical weapons, basically.
Yeah.
So it seems like things are coming to a head, and the enemy is making big moves.
Yeah. Which is interesting and scary. I loved the scene where, like, Lloyd is exhausted after the aquarium and saying, like, I'm going to file a complaint to HQ and request a long vacay, and then sees Yor and Anya's happiness.
Which is the cutest picture ever.
Well, it's two things, right? It's, you could, like, take it as his admiration and growth in love, potentially, for Anya and Yor, but also what he actually says, which is a reminder of his mission, a world with no war. That's my duty. I have no time to stand by idly, you know?
I think it's a reminder, and it's such a powerful reminder because of his growing affection for the two of them.
Yeah. And what solidifies growing affection? Acting like Agent Penguin or Penguin Man.
I know, like, this is a great example of how much Yor and Lloyd have really, like, grown to love and care for Anya. Like, they could have just, you know what they could have done? They could have been like, oh, we'll just go buy you some candy. They could have just given her something to get her to stop crying. But they took the route of playing along with her fantasy here. and even going out of the house playing along with it. And I think that shows a lot of love and a lot of dedication.
It's very interesting because it's like two different ideas working with each other here. Like there's the idea of, oh, they just want to make Anya happy and they'd be doing whatever they need to. But it's also like the grandiose idea of they need to do this or the mission fails and the world is doomed. So it's Lloyd's embarrassment in being the penguin. Like, it's very sweet and genuine, but it's also like he feels like he needs to do this to save the world, you know? So like part of me kind of wishes it was just because he's being sweet and genuine, but I understand that greater need to do it to preserve her, like, Anya's happiness.
See, I disagree with you slightly. It felt to me like one of those moments where both Yor and Lloyd, what they chose to do, what their actions ended up being, were more focused on it being Anya and less about whatever the mission or the family is. Like, obviously his thought when it's happening is, oh no, she's crying. But how he chooses to mediate the situation and how Yor also gets the same, like, goes along with it and has the same idea. And then they're both blushing and even leaving the house with it. It felt more natural family love. That was not that was not the quickest way that he could have saved the situation.
Yeah.
It was not the easiest way he could have saved the situation either. And that's what makes me think that his focus, once the action actually happened, was purely on how happy Anya was being with them acting it out.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you. I think that there are a bunch of different ways you could have gone at that gone about the situation that weren't as genuine and nice and, like, sweet, right? Mm-hmm. But I like his line, "Not good at this rate, Operation Strix is going to collapse." Like, it's of course like comedic and funny in the sense that, like, he needs to, his idea so that Operation Strix doesn't collapse is to, like, fake Agent Penguin Man. Mm-hmm. But like the way that he went about fixing the situation was the best way to do it in terms of, like, feeling that love.
It felt like it's what he wanted to do, and he was embarrassed by the fact that that's what he wanted to do to mediate the situation.
Yeah. I love that that's what he did, though.
We're all pieces on the line. And Yor just picks up a random robot. I love it. We never saw the robot do the ritual initiation, so I don't really know if that fits into the story, but Anya didn't say anything, so.
I understand, and this episode was a great reminder that this story, like, its main character is Lloyd, and then Anya, and then Yor. Like,
it definitely seems like has like a slight hierarchy to it.
It does. It leaves me craving and wanting more Yor moments, though.
Yes.
Because she is getting destroyed. Like, she's strong, but
she
fails
gets
at
the short
everything
end
else.
of the stick.
It's hilarious, and I love it so much. But, like, I can't wait for more of her badass moments, or, like, she's a great character, and I love her so much. I love the whole family.
She's learning too. Papa was late, and she was like, "Let's go out to eat," because she knows that Anya always disses her cooking.
Yor did have a great moment this episode, though. Right away when she suggested that they hang out together, right away, just from the way that they've written Yor's character so far in the series, I immediately knew that she didn't just say, "Would you like to join us?" just because. I knew that she had a motivation to do it, and a reason.
She's trying to do her best in her part in the mission and in this fake marriage.
I did get a little scared when Lloyd ran into the room and was like, "We need to do this to keep our pretend family happy." And I'm like, I really hope, like, Yuri isn't around the corner or something. Like,
see, I thought Yuri was going to show up when he was outside of their apartment complex and he was like, "Oh, I'm so tired. I need a break." And I was like, "Ooh, Yuri's going to be behind him or something."
We had a really good shot of the family in, like, silhouette.
All red with the white accents.
That's a great shot.
Amazing.
I honestly, top 2, if not the best, like, family outfits.
Yes, they looked so cute.
They all matched. It was brilliant.
And, like, I loved yours outfit because she also had those, like, white booties with this outfit, and it was so cute.
You touched on it in the episode. Like, I wonder who picked out these outfits. It's Frankie. Like, there's no doubt.
Oh, he totally would.
There's no doubt. This is, like, we've seen the symbol a bunch this episode, and you also wonder, like, you touched on it. He was wearing it in the aquarium.
Yeah.
That could be an issue. Like,
it's not inconspicuous.
Yeah.
It also makes me wonder if the symbol has been hidden throughout and we just haven't noticed it. I'd be curious on a rewatch to see if I noticed the symbol in any other episodes.
I'll probably rewatch it before next half.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoy the show.
There's a part I would love to go back to before we finish the discussion. And I just want another chance to see Yor in action beating up that kidnapper.
Let's do it. He got wrecked.
Oh, what did Lloyd do with the ID? He sniffed it and then he like got his finger wet?
Yeah, and then smudged the ink because it was fresh.
Okay, so the guy's running away. He's running away, and then I needed to let my comrades outside know to kill that man. And Anya's like, it's so perfect. Mama, I'm being kidnapped.
Oh my god. Her eyes, yours. Oh.
Was that teeth?
Yeah.
Did some of his teeth come out? Oh.
I know that Yor said that he's still alive, but I hope he's not dead. Okay,
did you see Lloyd's mouth is open in the background as he's walking by? Watch. I love that we never hear him think about that afterwards.
Yeah. I'm still a little worried for the guy who got a promotion at the end because, like, he does have a lot to live up to. Lloyd really did. Like,
I think that's the most worrisome part of this episode.
He set the bar really high.
It's not world peace. It's this poor penguin guy not being able to live up to what Lloyd has set in motion for him.
I have nothing more to teach you. Look, this girl is smitten. Like, she doesn't know what to do with herself
like,
because...
This boy immediately knew all the penguins' names.
Amazing. And the correct order and technique to feed them.
Props to Lloyd that he has such great observation and memory skills.
Definitely.
Like, I don't know how in the quick seconds that he changed into this disguise. Okay, Anna, it's not supposed to be realistic. I shouldn't, because then I'm like, how does he get these disguises, you know? How do they make a complete replica of this kid so quickly?
He's the master of disguise.
They might have already had it made because they already had this mission. And they were trying to get him to do it. And they probably knew that there was going to be a new guy starting work that day. HQ's some powerful stuff. They got some powerful people working there.
They really do. I don't want to wait.
What do you know when it's starting again?
I'm going to take a guess and say like October.
Oh,
September,
like fall.
October. Yeah, fall. But
I don't want to wait.
I don't either.
I don't want to wait for this night to be over.
You know, one thing that I really like, it's not like crazy animated fight scenes or whatever, but I love the animation in the show. It's very consistent.
Yes.
And the dimension perspective is very, very good.
I'm never let down with it.
Yeah, it really feels like it's not like a flat image most of the time. I have an image pulled up right now of like Anya Anya waving kind of.
And her wallpaper, they've used it to create the dimension.
Yeah,
well.
and you feel the depth, you know? Like you feel the three-dimensional space and like that's really appreciated. It's really nice. I wonder what's going to happen for the rest of season 1. Hopefully we will get the dog at some point.
I mean, if we don't get the dog, I don't understand why we got like 5 seconds of the dog envisioning his dream family.
I wonder if that's how it went in the manga. I wonder if they just
showed a little panel and then never talked about it.
Well, no.
Again, until like two other manga later.
Yeah, like showed a little panel of it and then like later, like a couple volumes later, they introduced the storyline.
Oh, it could be cute because, I mean, we saw the dog envision them. and they described him as being weaker. So what if he realizes that he needs to get to this family, and so all this time since then he's like working at trying to get out or do better at being
training arc,
like a training arc in order to get to the family.
I love it.
Me too.
All right, you good?
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for watching this show with us. Hope once the show comes back, you'll come back and watch it with us again. But until then, thanks so much for watching this video with us. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you then.
It's not inconspicuous.
Yeah.
It's not inconspicuous.
Yeah.
It's not inconspicuous.
It's not inconspicuous.